What did you do to her?
Nothing. She's just mad because I broke up with her.
Wait! You broke up with her over text?
I put a smiley face in it. I'm not the Joker.
Well, now there's a frowny face on my heart!
How could you do that to her?
You broke my heart!
That's the lowest thing you've ever done!
I cry myself to sleep every night!
I seem to have a tendency lately to betray decks I was playing in the past. Anyways, hi everyone, welcome back. Katsuki89 here again today. And today I've decided, why not give Crusadia Guardragons a shot? First I want to mention, this list, while made out of my own stuff, was mostly helped and made by a person named Crusadia on Discord. I met this person through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling Nexus site and on the Discord stuff, and that person helped me with making this Crusadia Guardragon list, and whatever stuff I didn't have for his list, I just modified and used with my own cards, stuff that I would think would help. So yeah, shout out goes to that Crusadia person for helping me with the Crusadia list. All right, so let's take a look. Yes, this is the Crusadia Guardragon build. Never thought you'd see the day. Alright, starting off, it's pretty standard. You're playing 3 of all the Crusadia boys and girls, because Arborea is a waifu. Alright, so yeah, of course. Maximus, you target a link, does double damage. Target a link, does piercing damage. You can banish this guy to save your Crusadias from being destroyed. And you can pop a card once summoned to his own, like Monster Points do, and recur a Crusadia when this guy is summoned to his own opponents do. These guys all have effects that allow him to summon to his own, like Monster Points do, which is pretty much the bread and butter of this deck. So you want to play max all 3 of these as quick as you possibly can to get into Magius to start your combo. Off. So yes, you want to play max of all 3 of these. Because you want to see them as much as possible, because if you want to make your whole Guardragon combo work, you really want to get into all these as quickly as possible. Granted, you won't always get into Draco, because you can get interrupted, but just try to make the best board you can out of max of all these. Yeah. And for this format, I'm maining 3 Droll. Yeah, it really depends whether or not I'm going first or second. Usually going first or second. I kind of want to it depends what you run into. But having Droll going first is going to be a lot better, considering Spiral, this format, is a very search-heavy deck. And trying to deal with Spiral in general, this format, is going to be extremely difficult because of what the deck can do and what kind of boards it can make. So yeah, I want to try maining a 3 Droll. My other option is maining 3 Call by the Grave, but for now I have 3 Call by the Grave on the side, as the deck space is already tight enough as it is. I think running both Called and Droll at the same time would have been too bricky. So yeah, maining 3 Droll. Yeah, we're doing the whole Gamma Seal combo. So since I don't have 2 Waterfronts, I run 2 Gamma Seals, just to increase the number of Kaijus I have in the deck. Yeah, the combination with this is you get Saruja on the field, you use Saruja to summon this in defense, and then Kyoka Waterfront will now allow you to basically negate almost every card your opponent activates. Of course, your opponent can respond to Gamma Seal, which you can just respond with Gamma Seal to negate that response. But yeah, it really depends on the field spell Kyoka Waterfront. So if you have multiple Waterfronts, I definitely recommend playing them. Running a Guardragon package, so I have a small rocket engine. I think 2 Tracers and 1 Silver does perfect, because, well, highest attack and can summon out rockets. Just keep in mind, you're locked into Darks from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, so you won't be able to go into Spears after you use Rocket Tracer's effect, so do keep in mind when you use Tracer's effect and how you use it. So yeah, I play these ratios because, quick launches at 3 and you want to have at least 3 targets depending on thing. Now we have an interesting setup. Tenia Spirit Vishuda. I know this card is technically a brick, but since I do not have the Rescue Cat engine, I decided to go with Vishuda to help facilitate link plays and use this extra material for going into stuff like Saruja, because with the usual Guardragon Crusadia lineup, You usually go into Saruja off of 3 materials. And the same thing is with that. If you end up using Magius and your opponent negates the Magius to search the specific thing, Vashuda then would allow you to basically go into one of your other links a lot easier now because now you have an extra material. Also, since I'm siding the Monk here, you have a going second player where you summon Monk off of Vashuda, and then you can banish Vashuda to bounce a card your opponent controls. And then, because it's a link, a monster is pointing down, you can summon one of your Crusadia boys. Granted, you won't be able to go into your other link guys until Monk is gone, because he's a non-effect monster, so therefore you won't be able to do link plays, so just keep in mind when you do it. I think maining 3 for now is fine. I want to try the level 4 one as well, because that helps get into cards like Dweller and Savage Dragon. So yeah, we'll try those. And now we have all the crazy one-offs. 1 Darkness Metal Dragon. It's your main LP target to summon back dragons. 1 World Legacy World Crown. Helps filter in negations and is also like it's an extra Crusadia boy. To help with stuff. No more Crusadia guy to help with stuff. 1 Tempest. Nice target for Seals because he can revive himself. Seals can revive himself. Is also an alternate target for Darkness Metal. The Collapsed Serpent, White Bourbon combo, banish a guy to summon him, link him off with one of the Guard Dragons to search one of the other 2, so it is good for that reason. I don't know what people call them, but people call these the Familiars, which are kind of just like generic level 4 monsters who help summon themselves. It works perfect with Magius because Magius is a spellcaster, and these all summon themselves when you control a spellcaster. Just keep in mind you can only control one of these guys, control one of these guys by their names, but still it's really useful for that summoning effect. And now into the spell cards, we have 1 Monster Reborn, considering World Legacy Succession as well, but I find Reborn works really good because, generic special summon can summon from the player's field. That's good. 1 Rhoda to search Arborea. 1 Terraforming to search Waterfront and Revival. Waterfront is what we use with Gamma Seals, do negations, and it can search your Kaiju, so that's great. And Revival's used for attacking multiple monsters and giving your big Crusadia boys extra 500 points. And of course, the little quick launches to help facilitate out Rocket Tracer and Silver Rocket, depending whether or not you draw into Rocket Tracer on your first turn, which happens quite a bit. All right, so next up we have our extra deck. Crusadia Aquamax. I'm only playing 1 off right now because, well, he's a big boy. He does a lot of damage. Like all the Crusadias, except Ivermax, he gains attack equal to the monsters he points to, but those monsters he points to cannot attack. Also, he has a quick effect that allows him to tribute a World Legacy or Crusadia monster and negate a card your opponent controls. It's kind of like a cost effect of Siegfried, like DDD Siegfried, where you tribute one of your Crusadias instead. He also has attacks, so just keep in mind when you use that effect. He's the main OTK guy in the deck, so when you're going second, you really want to get into him so you can OTK with Maximus, because Maximus will double the damage, and he's getting all the attack off of the stuff, so yeah. Playing 1 Regulix helps search Revival and is like one of the main attack point guys. Yeah, hold on a second. Crusadia Spatha. This is like your main Guardragon combo. You go into Magius, and you summon another Crusadia, or another target. Go into Spatha. Hopefully Magius searched Draco, or you already had Draco in hand. You summon Draco. You go into Guardragon LP. LP summons out Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Then you go into Saruja, and then actually no. First use Red Eyes to revive that Draco. Summon Saruja, then go into Pisty. Then yeah, that's how that works. Sorry, I'm pretty new to this deck so far. So yeah, this is pretty much a work in progress. 2 Magiuses. I found 3 was a little bit too much because you want to have someone else to go into. So yeah, these guys will be your main monster searchers. I want a guy summoned to his zone he points to. You search a Crusadia guy, and of course he gains the attack like all the other Crusadia monsters do. I'm maining 2 Sarujas in the deck. Really big Link monster, pretty important to the plays. He'll help summon your guys from hand like your Gamma Seal to do the whole Waterfront Gamma Seal combo. and can help summon out like stuff like the rocket, maybe a rocket tracer or some monster from your hand you want to go into a rank 4 or an Xyz play with. Really useful. You'll use him with the Guardragon Pisty to go into Heretic Seals afterwards, because the Guardragons will lock you into dragons, so you won't be able to summon out your other guys unless you get rid of them. Oh yeah, of course, we're playing our Guardragon. Summons from deck, summons from graveyard. You go for him first with Spatha. Yeah, that combo, Spatha. Spatha will move it, so then you can summon out Red Eyes. Then you use Red Eyes to bring back the dragon you used for LP. You go into Saruja, send that dragon that you resummoned with Red Eyes to go into Pisty, then bring back Red Eyes to come back the guy again. It's brilliant. Red Eyes will probably get banned at some point, so I don't know how to play the deck after that. Of course, we have one Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spears. This is the card you go into after Saruja dies. If I didn't have Heavenly Spears, I probably would have done Land for Nikas, but Land for Nikas sucks. So yeah, you link away Saruja after that and your Guardragon thing to have a nice disruption. One of the extra monster zone, he can tribute himself or any monster from your hand or field to return a face-up card on the field to the hand. Helps disrupt your opponent's opening plays if they were relying on their normal summon for that, and have no way to get that monster back on the field. So, and then when after he's tributed, you can summon out one of your many dragons from deck, for example, like Tempest, who will be able to summon himself back, or maybe like Rocket Tracer to pop himself to maybe summon Silver Rocket if you didn't already do that combo. Also, we have Borrelsaur just to maximize the OTK potential in the deck. I was also thinking maybe Borreload as also an option, or if you can afford it, Appaloosa for, you know, the up to 4 negations, which is pretty insane. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Next we have Dawn Dragster. You go into this off of Aboria, or maybe Tracer plus one of the other level 3 Crusadias, depends on what you open with and how you get stuff on the board. Basic spell trap negation by reducing its levels, and gains 300 attack equal to its level, so that's pretty good. He also inflicts piercing, which is very useful. Borreload Savage Dragon helps. It's basically generic negate. When he's synchro summoned, you target one of your links in your graveyard, equip it to this guy. He gains attack equal to half the attack of the link you used for him. So, for example, Saruja, he can get up to 44, which is usually your aim for that. And yeah, then he can negate up to 4 cards within the game until he runs out of counters. Then we have our rank 4s. We have Dweller to deal with the opponent's graveyard, which is going to be really helpful in this format because, like Droll, there's going to be a lot of graveyard-reliant decks like Spiral and Orcust and maybe Zombies. I don't think Zombies are going to be that high tier. Yeah, and Tornado Dragon helps deal with back row decks, or just decks in general that rely off cards that would help, like continuous spells, field spells, all that stuff. So yeah, you want to use those. And now to the side deck. Because I absolutely despise Grand Maju, we're playing 3 Lancia. Plus, you never know when you may end up running into someone who thinks, certain decks are still alive and stuff. Again, there's also decks like Orcust that also still rely on banishing quite a bit. And yeah, it is pretty outdated, but still having it around will help. 2 Nibiru's, obviously. Big combo-heavy decks. Don't know if I want to main it yet. But for now, I think just 2 is fine, and well, I only have 2, so that's my only option. But yeah, it helps deal with the big boards by by tributing all of them, summoning himself, and a big beefy token. 3 DD Crows. It kind of fulfills the same role Droll does, where it can disrupt your opponent's plays quite a bit, except where Droll stops your opponent from searching for the rest of the turn. This guy can help move specific targets. For example, your opponent uses one of the Spiral cards to revive back something like Quick Fix. You can use DD Crow to then banish that Quick Fix, so therefore they lose that target, and can no longer summon back Quick Fix because they don't have... I don't think they have a way to revive banished Spirals, so yeah. We have 1 Monk of the Tenyi for the whole Vishuda play. I don't want to main this because I think 2 Saruja in main is better, personally. 3 Twin Twisters for back row, and yeah, Call by the Grave. Again, it depends. I'm thinking this or Droll. It really depends on whether I'm going first or second, but I think that for this in particular format, I think maining Droll is a little better than having Called By, because, you know, this deck can play around hand traps. It just depends how good your hand is. Other than that, that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Yes, I will be figuring out how to make Spirals good without cynet mining and Mirage Stalio, which will be an actual chore because I quite honestly think if you don't have cynet mining, there's not really a reason to play the deck anymore, and it's sad because without Mirage, it's kind of hard to do that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you then. All right.